Hey guys, what's up? It's Coach Ash and I'm going to show you how to do a toss extension. We're just going to talk about the girls part first. So I start by leaning back just a little bit, open hand, and putting my palms on my guy's wrist. From there, when I jump, I'm thinking about keeping my line. This is your line. Okay, so we don't want to lean forward, we don't want to lean too far back, we don't want our hips out, we want to stay in our line. So I'm dropping, I drop all the way to the ground, but then I'm thinking push, and I'm pushing through my palms and standing up as fast as I can out of that jump. So I jump, I push, and then from there I'm thinking flick, and I want you to notice the way that I'm flicking is this way. If we flick like this, we can lean and lose that line. So I flick here, push, and then I'm thinking grab the bar, pull it to my hips, pull up, and land in that position. You can keep your feet shoulder width apart and then lift up in your shoulders, hitting a high V after. The problem with hitting a high V too early is that you can sometimes flick a little early and the guy isn't finished with his toss. So just make sure that you flick, you land with your arms down, and then you hit a high V. For the pop-off, we're here in an extension. Notice how I'm pushing my hips a little bit forward. I am leaning back because it's a co-ed stunt. Okay, from here we're waiting on his dip. He dips, and then we clean, and we just lay back a little bit. Here. This is the position you want to get to. For guys on this one, you're going to want to think that there's a tray of water. You don't want to tip the water. I don't like this grip because sometimes we can pull in or tip as she's dipping. So we're here, we're keeping the tension in our wrists and her palms, okay? So we're grabbing, we're letting her drop. Don't do anything. Wait until she comes up. So she drops, arms go first, then legs, and it's okay to jump with your toss. From there, you want to open your hands and catch those feet. Your grip, if you had a shoe, you should have at least one finger back on the heel. Okay, when you catch like this, that allows her heel to tip off the back. Good, and then from there, we're here, arms up, you just dip with your legs, shrugging through your arms and your shoulders. Keep this tight, come up, try not to flick too far forward again, push through those palms, catch high using your body, see how I'm leaning back, and then put her down. If you catch like this, all of the weight is going to go into her ankles. Hey guys, it's been a whole day, but I figured I would show you some common mistakes in a toss extension before finishing out this video. So some common mistakes are when you're grabbing to not be in line, so just make sure that you're in line, okay? Line just means that your body is as straight as possible. You're not leaning forward, you're not leaning back. And then same thing while you're dropping. A lot of people like to drop their chest. Don't do that. Just keep your chest up as you drop, and then when you're coming up, it's important that you don't push and drop your chest. So keep your chest up while you're dropping, and keep your chest up while you're flicking, and then lift up and keep that chest up. Another common mistake is where you put your weight. Go to say hi. Another common mistake is where you rest your weight once you're up in that extension. You want to rest into your heels, and I like to say rest because I think lifting up your toes creates a balancing act, and you never want to feel like you're balancing. So just relax into your heels, pull up into your shoulders, squeeze your core, squeeze your hips, and you'll be great. For the pop-off, it's very common that top girls don't lean back. Okay, see how I'm leaning back at an angle? We'll see this happen, and then they wonder why their ankles hurt. That is why. Lean back, lay back on your guy. It forces him to catch you correctly. Another common mistake is after we jump, we tend to split our feet too far apart. Do your shoulder width apart, even though your guy is probably bigger than you or wider than you. Don't spread too wide. It's better to be too close than too wide. All right, let's do the male part. Before I get into the male part, I just want to say the reason why common mistakes are so important is because you've probably watched videos and somehow picked up how to do your version of it. You don't know what you're doing wrong, and it's good to look for what you're doing wrong in these skills because it could be the one thing that's keeping you from hitting this. So let's talk about the male's part. For the guy, it's really easy to drop with the girl as she drops down. Make sure you keep your chest up and keep this very loose until she comes up. And remember, arms go up first and then legs and arms all at once. Common mistakes are guys dipping and then standing, and then it's all arms from here. So just make sure that you're dipping and you're driving up all at once, and then that you're dropping down to catch if you're going to an extension. A lot of times people don't drop and then it misses by like an inch. So it's always good to just finish your toss, finish your flick, and then drop down to catch those heels and then stand up under it. Always have a locked arm and bent legs as opposed to bent arms and bent legs. For males, it's really important that you have a stagger doing this and standing locked out is how we drop a top girl very easily. Make sure that you have a good athletic stance, whether that's one foot in front. Either way, just keep those knees slightly bent. It's only gonna help you hold this stunt easier. Pulling in, this is a big one. When you're dipping, it's easy to pull in and push out, and that's why you'll see girls do this pike position. Remember what we talked about earlier about the water on the tray and how we don't want to tip the tray and spill the water. Keep your wrists neutral, don't let them tip forward or back, and then don't let that grip pull in or out as you're driving up and then dropping under to catch. For the pop-off, a lot of guys lose their shrug. So in the pop-off, just hold your arms up, keep your shrug, use your legs, come back up. You never want to bend your arms or lose your shrug. And then when you're catching the pop-off, we're dipping, we're coming up, and then you want to think about catching her up nice and high, slowing her down using your body, and then putting her on the ground. Okay, those are the common mistakes in a toss extension. I hope you guys enjoyed that. There's your toss extension. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll be sure to get through all the skills. You say bye?